is not memorized. We are definitely going to go ahead and get ready for the day of Sunday. So I kid you not, this is one that's probably near and dear to all of us, and you'll soon find out why. But
Can
like
you
I
try
said,
to come in with
welcome
your
to
other device? Can you try to come in with your other device? That's too choppy. I can't even hear you. Can't hear you at all.
the Juice Show.
Yeah.
All right. So without further ado, let us get this party started. Come on in, everybody. It is that sensational Sunday on the Juice Show. And we know that you can be anyplace else but here. So we definitely appreciate it so much. Thank you. All right. So,
Recording in progress.
what I wanted to go.
All the way live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the Juice Show. Thank you to the Juice Show. As LaShawn is getting her things ready, we like to thank everybody this Sunday for coming in and spending your time with us here on the Juice Show podcast, where we bring you the juice from everybody, from what we're doing. And we know we're getting back to school. We got something real power packed for you to bring in. LaShawn, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing fine. Hi.
All right, there you go.
We want to make sure that you all know this Sunday is live. There is no recording. So we just wanted to make sure you all knew that. All right, everybody. So come on in. We want to welcome you as we usually do. Yes. And we definitely want to do what we usually do, which is we want to know because we appreciate it. Who is out there? Let us know where you're chiming in from so we can definitely shout you out this Sunday. All right, everybody. If you don't put it in there, I'm going to shout you out anyway. So, who is out there? I know I saw our number one. No, I'm not going to say number one, but definitely appreciate the support from the one and truly Kim out there in ATL in the building, Georgia. Welcome. So glad you are here, as well as everyone else. So, who else is out there? If you're putting where you're from in the chat, I appreciate it. Let me know. Who else is out there? There we go. All right. Well, since you're not putting it out there, I'm going to shout you out anyway. How about that? And that's all right. So I see the people out there. I definitely see you. Shining, smiling. We got Dwayne, Felicia, Carrie. All right. And other ones are definitely popping in as we are speaking. So let's get started, everybody, because the best thing of all is the fun part of our topic. And what we are definitely saying today is it's back to school time. So, what are you planning for your financial future? What does that look like? And
Co-host.
just be, ooh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. I was just telling the co-host me.
Oh, okay. So before we get started on that fun topic, I want to definitely introduce the Juice Crew. Give you all a minute to think about that topic while I'm introducing the Juice Crew. And that would be we got James, we got Jerry, we got Bobby, we got Teresa, we got myself, LaShawn. And as usual, we are always enjoying what is going on with our background talent. Meaning that we got people that are definitely just talented, sharing it. You might not see them in the front of the camera, but they're always sharing what they can and will do with the Juice Show. So while we're waiting for that lovely video to pop up, and I'm telling you, it never gets old. Why? Because we keep adding to it, whether you notice it or not. And also the people that support us as well. So whether you want to sing or dance along, let's go ahead and do this. Absolutely. Wow, that's about to pop up. There we go. Can you hear it? As well as good as if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah. Come and get the juice. Yeah. Juice is respect, power. How far will you go to get it?
That's right. How far will you go to get the juice? So, as I said before, did you think about what I said? And what I was saying was basically this. We are in the season of what? Back to school. And so, because we are back to school, you know, it's all about education. So, are you definitely planning your financial future? Are you actually getting the education you need to get out of that 9 to 5 that you might not want to be in? Or you might just want to add to it. Are you planning your future for your children, if you have any children? And if you don't, that's cool too. But are you planning the future for yourself? Because you got to be able to be an example before you can be an example for someone else. So please think about what you're doing for your financial future, planning for yourself or your children, or even if you want to leave a legacy. But you definitely want to get educated. And where does that come from? Well, I'm going to turn it over to the guys and let them say where that can be and how you can make it happen for yourself as well as your family. Take it on, guys.
Hey, thank you, LaShawn. We appreciate and love LaShawn for opening this up for us every single Sunday. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead. So yeah, the topic, going back to school, building for your financial future is what we hear and we want to talk about today. And so we got some great conversations. So again, thank you guys for viewing and making this part of your day. I definitely like to say, because last week, I think Yolanda's here right now, and she's she's here, and she's in California, so she wakes up. It's 7 o'clock her time. So shout out to Yolanda for staying consistent and getting up and watching us. So what we wanted to cover is that in our real estate investing community, because you see us and you know the podcast, and we bring on students every single week, and they share their story about what was life looking like before they met us, and then transitioning into the person and business that they've grown now, right? So in the middle of that, right, people are getting educated in the background, and people are having conversations with other investors throughout our community. And so when you think about how to make more money, one of our mentors, instructors said, the only way to make more money in this world is to increase your revenue and to pay less in taxes. That's really it. And when I first heard that, I'm like, gotta be more than that. Now, this is somebody that we seen last week, right? And he's created over $400 million in his business. So when he said it brings validity to what he's saying. Now, as I was thinking about that, and over a course of months and years, I realized that's actually true. You want to make more money and pay less in taxes, and then that's your profit, the money that's in the middle. So we're going to share a little bit about how you can do that, right? And we also have classes that teach you how to do that. And so let's start off by mentioning, let's just start off with taxes, right? Let's give them some information on, how taxes can be used so that way you can see more of your money instead of it going away to the IRS. So any one of us can kick it off and get that conversation started.
For sure, for sure. So one of the great things about um taxes and what we don't understand or what we don't know, what we haven't been taught is that we pay more over our lifespan taxes than we do food, water, and shelter, right? So it's truly the hey, where do I find the money to do real estate? It's the taxes. It really truly can start with your taxes. So if you have assets, if you have a business, if you have an investment property, even your primary property, right? You can use the tax advantages to actually begin or start your journey, right? And so one of the things that in my business I was fortunate enough to reap some tax benefits because I got a whole bunch of kids. Y'all know you got a whole bunch of kids, right?
Bunch of kids.
You get to put them on as a tax write-off, right? So for me, that was like a game changer. Like, oh my God, I got 15, close to 15,000 that I can give to each one of these kids. Not give to them, but they can earn, and then the business, the family business, not the LLC, right? Not, oh, go out and start an LLC real fast. No. So you're having a family business, right? Where all the kids work in the family business, that business gets this massive tax write-off. So you can actually pay each kid up to $14,600, right? And then you could get a tax deduction as their employee, not your kid, right? So it's like mind blowing, like what? So you being able to utilize that money, right? That's where a lot of community members here in this community have found a lot of money. You can go back and amend 3 years of taxes. So you can actually go back 1, 2, 3, right? And you can amend those taxes. Hey, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Government. I forgot to put this on there. You can amend 3 years of taxes. You might got you a nice check waiting on you at the IRS once you know what to do, right? We don't know what we don't know. Once we get this knowledge, it opens up more opportunities for you guys. So when it comes to taxes, man, we want to definitely dig deep on, and everybody's situation is different. So your taxes is going to be different from mine, right? Everybody's situation is different. So it's important that you dig deep into your business situation and get a great understanding of how taxes work, because it could be a benefit to you.
Right. And speaking to the choir, just in case you are part of the community, these are some things that we go over. These are some things that you know. But to the people who don't know or don't know how to get this information, we have an education platform where we get to learn this. So there's different ways to even tax write-offs for certain people that they may not know, especially if you looking to build a business. You get the opportunity to have some tax write-offs. And not only that, if you have any equity in your house, I don't know how many people out there, well, if you're part of the squad, part of the team, but having a HELOC, how many people know what a HELOC is? Some people who, aren't fortunate enough to have this education yet would be able to tap into. That's a home equity line of credit, which you can also use to pull to have some extra money that you may not have, that you have in your home that you are paying down. So that is the difference of the mortgage that you're paying down, that you have access to, that some people may not know, and some people may be willing to sell that to an investor, and not knowing that they have that money, but just to have a peace of mind, or if they have a problem, they are willing to sell that to the investor. So that is another way to have money. And also, you can use that to get your education. So you can, uh, start learning these different tactics that we have at our as our resources and tools that we're able to use. So definitely take a look at it. The rabbit hole goes deep. And as far as the kids for their financial future, this is something that you can also build, even setting up businesses in their entity and getting them paid through properties that you have. So now you're building the wealth for them. So everything works and connects. So that's what we're here to bring you that juice and to get you informed.
Right. No, you're right. So I like it because we start off with the taxes, and then Jerry explained to you that your kids can be a tax write-off, right? If it's structured the right way. And we didn't know these things before we came to this community. And then when you realize if you got one or two kids and you can write off $10,000 a year or more, that's like $20,000 that you writing off to your gross income. So now you're paying less in taxes, which means you're saving more. And the money that you save, you learn how to use money. So we learn, literally, if you think about it, we learn how to use money as a tool to buy performing assets, assets that produce income every single month, right? Or give you some type of gain, like capital gain. So what Bobby mentioned was the HELOC, the home equity line of credit. Who knew about that? Like you could put an H in the chat if you heard about HELOC, home equity line of credit. The reason why he mentioned that is because like some people don't know they have hidden money, and the hidden money is built inside their property. Their property has went up in value maybe since you owned it, and maybe you have equity in the property because you're paying down that principal every single month. The property is going up in value, and so now you have equity. Equity is just what the property is worth minus any debt or encumbrance. So if we have to use an example, we can say that if your house is worth $100,000, right, you got appraised for 100, but your mortgage is only 60,000. That means you have 40,000 in equity. What we're saying, what Bobby is saying is it's a way that you can tap into some of that. Usually a bank give you about 80% loan of value, but you can tap into that, and then you can use that money to go invest in your put in your business. You can use that money to pay down debt, which would increase cash flow, right? We call velocity banking in our community. And so these things, all these things that we're talking about today can help you uh, eliminate debt and actually build your income so that way you have more money to invest with or more money to enjoy your life. And all of us, because I did like a poll between us hosts and asked the guys and the women, like, what's the reason why you got involved in real estate? And Bobby was on last night. So Bobby, do you remember, what the main answer was to that? The reason why you got started in real estate?
The main reason why I got started in real estate was I knew there had to be a change, and doing the same W-2 over and over again, I knew it wouldn't get me to my goals where I wanted to be. And so that was basically it. But I wanted to put a disclaimer also that if your kids are over 18, you won't be able to uh, get them that fund. So this is so you had kids under 18. Now that's just the disclaimer. Talk to somebody who knows, talk to a real estate attorney, get your people together and your tax advisors who's doing your taxes. So ask these questions. We are not the teachers. We are not someone who's advising you to do so, but definitely this is something that we learn that you can take place. But I just wanted to have something better for me and mine's coming up. The difference for just working a W-2. I knew there had to be change. I knew that people were bringing in a larger income and they weren't doing the same thing I was trading my time for money. So I knew there had to be change. And this change came to me just being enlightened as far as I know there's something better. I know there's something that I'm missing in life. And just like the Juice Show's motto is, these are the conversations we wish we had at the dinner table. But the thing is, our parents before us didn't know that because they had jobs, they're W-2. So they was telling us or telling even myself, go out, get a job, get a good job, or go to school, get a good job, and you work until you can't no more. And then you get to enjoy the rest of your life at 65, 67, 68. But we know that could be a hindrance as well, because by the time you get to that point, you ain't gonna want to travel. You know, you're living in your golden years, and now you don't have that generational wealth. You can't pass on your job to your children. But something that we know as far as business and putting it into investments such as real estate, that it can be something that you can pass down to your kids. Like I mentioned, put them in your kids' name and start building that wealth. You know, and it's never too late to start. I was talking to somebody yesterday. He's like, I'm 63, so I'm not even trying to invest. You know, my time is up. And I'm thinking, like, your time isn't up. This is a perfect time for you to invest. And you're looking to retire soon, so you may have retirement funds. Now you'll be able to use that as far as a Roth IRA or a 401k that you'd be able to pull from to invest. And now you can get a better rate of return than what you're having just sitting there not doing anything. So there's different
Right.
things that you can do. So I just encourage everybody. People think their time is up, it's too late. Oh, I'm in my 60s, I can't do anything. But the thing is, this is a perfect time to start, because I know you have children or grandchildren, or even if you don't, you can put that to use and start building for your own and helping out family. So
Spot on.
it's a great opportunity.
I brought up LaShawn. She did have something to say to that as well. Go ahead, LaShawn.
I'll speak what I want to add to this after we answer the question that's in the chat. So the question that's in there says, can Jennifer says, can you get a HELOC on an investment property?
Answer to that is yes, you can. Certain lenders, right? Certain lenders do, some lenders don't, right? So it's just you gotta do your due diligence to figure out which lending institution or you would like to go with. And everybody has their own criteria, right? So it's not
Right.
a cookie cutter, type of thing, right?
Yeah, but I can say to that because it's mainly seen on your personal property. Is mainly seen on your personal property. But yeah, what Jerry said right too. Just it may depend on where you go with lender. So talk to all of them. Talk to me you can and see if they offer that product. Because this, and I'm glad you said that. Ask that question is because this. Think about the bank's model, right? They love to lend money. We got to stop thinking they against us. The banks love to lend money if we fall within their lending guidelines, right? Because everybody has somebody overseeing them. So as long as you can fit in that box, then you can get that lending product, and they'd be happy to get that because they making money based off lending out other people's money. So, good question.
Okay, so what I wanted to add to was, I know we're talking about people that have a home, or have a property, or have children. I want to speak to the ones that are single, they don't have any children, and what they can do. We don't want to leave them out. So the ones that are single, if you have a job, you can change your tax, meaning that when you first applied for the job, you put down, if any, deductions. So you might have claimed zero, or you might have claimed one, two, or three. So take a revisit at your job about changing that number, because that can put more money in your pocket. But you definitely want to get with your tax expert to discuss with them, what do you want to do? How can I put more money in my pocket on every pay period, and at the same time maybe break even so I don't owe any taxes or pay less taxes at the end? So you definitely want to get with your tax expert on that. But that's how you can definitely change something immediately and putting money in your paycheck every pay period. The
Absolutely.
second thing,
And what that is called is the W-4 strategy. It's W-2 when you're working under your social security number. The W-4 strategy, that's what the conversation she's saying, suggesting that you will have with your HR department. Hey, I would like to up my dependence on my filing, right? And so what that does is it allows you to keep more of your earnings rather than the government taking, their 33%, right? So That's what she's speaking of right there. It's
Yeah.
W4 strategy.
Also,
Thank
not
you.
just raising your dependents, you can file exemption. So those two ways, file exemption or go up on your dependents. And like LaShawn said, always seek out a tax professional. This is for informational purposes only. This is not construed as legal advice. We're just sharing information and knowledge. Go ahead, LaShawn.
Okay, thank you guys for clearing up that. The second thing I wanted to mention is the majority of us, because I don't want to say all of us, the majority of us has debt. So if you want to pay off your debt faster, look at debt that is on a scheduled basis. And what I mean by that is that, you're looking at if you have, now remember, I'm talking about singles. So if you don't have a mortgage, which means that you are paying a property, you might be paying rent. But look at your student loans, look at your car loans, look at your credit cards. Those are things that you pay on a regular basis. So look at how you can pay that off faster. And I'll give you an example. If you have a car loan, and let's say it's about 5 or 6 years, you can literally pay that off in 1 year. And you think, how is that possible without getting an additional job or trying to get additional income or making extra payments? So there is a way to do that. Once again, it's part of our education. So you definitely want to check out how you can do that. And we usually call it rapid debt reduction, and we just gonna leave it at that. But that is a way that you can also pay off your debt faster. So now if you're paying off your debt faster, that's debt that you paid off. So now you can use that extra income for purchasing education, to learn how to do real estate or invest in real estate, or for something else you want to do if you want to start a business. So back to you guys.
Great point. Great point. I like it. She pointed out the fact that if you have any type of amortized debt, right? Amort. You look at the root of this word, amort. Do you have a more amortization loan, right? It's basically a whole bunch of interest that you about to pay, right? And so we do have a class called Velocity Banking. This is just the name of the class, right? And this class focuses on you managing your debt, how to increase the cash flow effectively, right? And so it really is a powerful way to begin to understand and become financially aware of how to break the scam. Everybody like this word scam. We use scam as an acronym. The acronym is still confused about money, right? So that's the scam that we break, utilizing that velocity banking. We're not confused about money and how it works. We understand that the savings accounts that we have, ooh, I had a savings account. Yeah, they build in a stadium, a football field, a nice entertainment system, what do you call it? Entertainment venue. They building it with your savings account, with your CD, with that money that you got sitting in that savings account. That's what they build in them stadiums with. And so this velocity banking shows you how you could start to utilize your money and build your own empire, right? You don't have to just fall in line, so to speak, right? So the
Wait,
first thing we
I
talked
want
about,
I wanted to add one other thing. He's mentioning about the fact that they're using your savings account money to build these things. What I'm referring to, and to add to that, is if you're paying off your debt faster, that's less interest that you're paying to the facility, whether you're paying it to the bank or the car people. So that's less interest that you're paying, which means that's more money potentially in your pocket because you're not paying that out. And if you pay it off faster, then now you have even that money to use to put on something else. So velocity banking has a lot of positive properties to it, aside from the fact that you're paying it off faster, but you're also paying less interest as well. So back to you guys.
yes. So we talked about taxes, right? How to understand whatever business that you're operating has a certain tax advantage, right? And so understanding that is a way to really recoup some of your money that's, leaking, right? That's leaking out of your bank account, right? Is the taxes. Then understanding, like we talked about, the velocity banking strategy and just how that kind of comes into play. And then that third dynamic, I believe is truly is understanding your credit. Because once you start to understand your credit, you realize, oh wow, I can build way more in my credit. I can build millions and millions of dollars in credit that I can't build inside of a bank account, right? And so you can go get millions of dollars if you understand your credit and how to use it, right? Utilize your personal credit to move that into your business credit, and then game changer, y'all. When I say game changer, like your life will never be the same as you understand it, right? And so those are, to me, those three essential dynamic pieces to starting to build and understand financial awareness, right? And so it's the taxes, starting with the taxes, understanding how debt and how money works with the velocity banking, and then really, really blowing the lid off when you understand your credit and you inject that into the game, right?
And I
Absolutely.
wanted to add to the part about the credit. Because some people think, oh, I don't want to use my credit. There is good credit and there's bad credit. And if you ever think about using your credit, think about before you use your credit, what is that going to do for you? So when you use your credit, is that going to turn around? How can I put it? If you're using your credit, how can you use that credit so they can generate income for you? As opposed to not. And to give you an example, if you use your credit to acquire a property, that property can be an asset depending on how you're using it and how you're going to structure it to generate income for you. But look at if you bought a car, that it's not going to generate income for you unless you use that car as a business. But usually people will hear using buying a car with credit, and that car is not doing anything but just being not an asset but a liability. So back to you guys.
hmm Yeah, I also wanted to say what we're talking about. These are in our curriculum called the essentials. Now, this would, even if you're not interested in real estate investing, the thing is, it can also help you in your personal day-to-day working environment, that you can get information that can just even help you in everyday things, even though you're not looking to start a business or invest. But this will also help you, in your personal life, in your kids' personal life. So it's called the essentials for a reason, so you can get this information on how the money works and how to either, even if you want to stay out of debt or get good debt, because good and bad debt, what LaShawn was speaking on, and it just goes to show you that things that you don't know, can, is negative against you. But the more you know, the more you work with the system, the more you can retain and hold money. Since what do you say? If you want more money and pay less in debt. So that's what we're speaking on. So if you're looking to build wealth, that's why it's important to start with financial awareness and planning your future.
I wanted to add real quick to what Bobby just said because I'm glad he brought that up about essentials. That is so true. If you're not looking to want to invest in real estate, it still would be of value to you to at least get the essentials. And the reason why I say that is because everybody has everybody needs a place to live. So be a savvier buyer when you go to look for where you want to live. And this class will teach you that what to look for in a property, the red flags that you're going to be looking for. If you don't have credit, if you don't have money, how you can structure or create something or create a deal out of no money and no credit and still get a property or a place to live. So it would be of value to you if you were to at least check it out and see how that could help you in your life, whether it's credit, acquiring a place to live, or just, preparing for your financial future, because nothing is guaranteed and nothing is 100%. And life has always got a bunch of surprises all around the corner. You just never know. So back to you guys.
Yes. Oh man, it's good.
Hey, shout out to everybody on Facebook. I see you, Facebookers. Janet, Lloyd, Demir. I see y'all. Big Al. I see Al in the house. What's up, Emmanuel? I see you guys over there. Welcome in.
Hey, Facebook Live. I didn't even check it. It is. They live. All right. Gotta shout out to Facebook. They on it every week.
So I just put those questions in the chat for y'all, and I answered them as well, right? Because like I said, I feel like it's really, really important that people really understand the three dynamics here, right? And the taxes is so important. I know, you in our community, a lot of people be like, like, can I get paid under the table? I don't want nobody to know I'm getting this money, right? So they trying to hide the fact that they, making money, right? However, it's to your disadvantage to do that, right? And so the more you can show, hey, and understanding that when you're able to show financials, that's how you get more money, right? Because they see that you're making it, right? So when you ain't making it, you can't go to the financial institution and be like, hey, I would like a loan to do this. They're like, well, can you show us anything that you're doing? Nah, I can't show you anything. I don't make no money. And my credit score is horrible, right? So you got two strikes against you already. So understanding your credit and how that can really truly help you, like people who got good credit already. Look, 800 credit score. Look at that. It's so pretty, ain't it? Man, do you know what you could be doing with that credit score? You just looking at it, it's pretty, right? No, no, no. It's a tool. It's a hammer. Let's get to working with that thing. Let's utilize it. You got an 800 credit score. Let's go get 800 million. Let's figure out what to do with it, right? So important, y'all.
The questions that you put in the chat, is Facebook able to see those? If not, you might want to.
Oh yeah, Facebook. Y'all want to see the questions?
Or at least repeat them and then answer them.
No, I'm gonna put them in there for y'all.
Okay. Take it away, James.
Yeah, so it just made me think of some. So when you talk about credit, it makes me think of a story of mine. I came in with a horrible credit scores in the 500s. I had really nothing in my own name. I had medical collection, stuff like that. Then I found out credit can be repaired, restored. And so I went through our classes and I went through the company called Credit Nerds, and they were able to fix up my credit. Fast forward to now, I was able to purchase a truck for my business, and I bought it in the business name, and I utilized a credit card to buy the truck. I utilized a credit card to buy the truck. The truck was weighed over 6,000 pounds. That means I can write off the value of that truck on my taxes because I'm using it for business. So what it did was, because it was a nice significant amount, it increased my utilization rate. So then my credit score went from like a 760 down to, 600s or whatever, right? So that has shocked people. Like Jerry's saying, like, you got 800 credit score and you just looking at it as like some type of trophy, right? But are you utilizing it? So I utilize it, and that truck has made me tons of money. I was able to write it off, and the money that I made from the truck, I was able to pay down the truck this week to nothing. So now my utilization is back down to 1%. I always leave something on the card, which is 1% is the magic number as a gem for you guys. Never pay down your credit card to zero. I know a lot of you probably are doing that, right? You spend $100 at the grocery store and then you paid $100 off. No, if your limit is $100, leave 1%. Leave $1 on that card so that the banks understand that you're utilizing it. Because yeah, they make a little bit of money, but they're not gonna make much interest off a dollar because it's based on what's how much your balance is when that statement date comes out, right? And so We got classes on all these different things that we're talking about today. Like Jerry said, we can really just sum up today with just saying taxes, right? Which you know that if you had to get all paid all at once throughout the year, it's like literally you paying your taxes from the month of January to close to May, and then the rest of the month or the rest of the year, that's your money, you know. And so that's how much we pay in taxes, over 33% just in taxes. Because remember, you got sales tax, you got dev tax, you got income tax. There's a lot of different taxes that we don't know that we were paying. And if you understand these things, if you're paying 30 to 50% in taxes, once you're able to lower your tax burden, automatically your income increases. Velocity banking is the main reason why I started with this community. What they didn't say, and I want to say, velocity banking is another word we call it is rapid debt reduction. Okay, velocity banking is just what we call it. But we teach how to pay off a 30-year mortgage in 5 to 7 years. That alone blew my mind because I thought that was BS. I thought it wasn't true. I'm thinking like, there's no way you can do it. There's no way somebody can own a house and just purchase and close on it, and they have a 30-year mortgage, and you telling me that you can pay it off in 5 to 7 years, and you got classes to teach it. And they say, yes, we can, and we can also show you on the whiteboard because numbers don't lie, right? And at the end of the presentation, they went from a $200,000 mortgage all the way down to zero, utilizing this banking strategy, utilizing the tool that you also can get from your bank or any other bank who will provide it for you. And you can utilize that to pay off your house, your mom's house, whoever, in a rapid amount of time. And that blew my mind because in my mind, I'm thinking that maybe only 3% of the total population of Earth know about this strategy. And I just happen to be one of them. So I just felt powerful in the sense that we able to share that. And they shared that with me before I even joined the community. So that automatically brought validity to this community and stuff like that. And then credit. I mentioned my credit score and stuff like that. I started with low credit, and because of this community, because the educator himself and his company, and you guys can do it too. We ain't just saying we and all the stuff that we doing. We saying that we didn't have this when we came in. We knew nothing about this when we came in. The wealthy did, and they teach their kids right at the dinner table. But what about your children? Like, what are you doing? They're going back to school soon. So what are you doing to educate yourself so that way you can leave something of value for them when they get 18, right? If they have money put away in a self-directed retirement account, or you put money in life insurance policy. We talk about these things within our community.
Hey, before you go, LaShawn,
Okay.
I'm about to go. I just wanted to say, if anybody wanted to check out Velocity Banking, we do a training every single week. We've been doing it forever. So to all about people on Facebook, we do a training, Velocity Banking training. So you can come and see, oh my God, like come and see it. Start to get the visual of how you can start to apply this in your world. I promise you, it's a game changer. If you decide to take me up on that offer, right? Come check out a training. Get whoever invited you here or whoever you know here in the community. Hey, can you get me on one of those velocity banking trainings? Change the game for yourself. I promise you.
Speaking
Okay,
of
so
trainings,
go ahead, Bobby.
I
Well,
was
he's
just
about to
about
do the thing. So go before you do your thing. Go ahead with your question, whatever you have to say.
Okay, so two things I was going to say. One thing I was going to say in regards to what James was talking about is credit. When he's talking about at least leave something as a balance on your account, is because the bank wants to know how you manage and take care of your money. So if you're paying it off, first of all, they're not getting any interest, which doesn't make them happy, but you're not there for that, but you're just there to leave a balance so that they constantly see that you're able to manage your money. I want to leave a tip for everybody on here, whether you're single, whether you're married, got children, doesn't matter. If you have a credit card, they give you a due date. I would suggest paying your minimum if that's what you're going to do, or if you're going to pay more, pay it by the statement date. And what I mean by that is look at your statement and look at the date that it ended, and then add a few days, go back a few days. So I'll give you an example. Your due date might be the 25th of each month, but your statement date might be before that or after that. But you want to add at least a couple of days or 3 days before that. And the reason why I say that is this: if you make a payment on your credit before that statement is printed, that balance is lowered because you made a payment, which
Right.
shows the credit bureaus that are reported to that your balance is going down. So if you make a more significant payment, then it shows your balance is even smaller. And that's to your advantage. They won't tell you that. They'll just give you a due date. But 9 times out of 10, that due date is after they've already reported to the credit bureau what your balance was. So that's just a tip.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
back to you guys.
absolutely. That's significant what she just said. I hope you guys got that. That's significant if you want those scores to increase. That's the way to do it. Pay before the statement date, 2 or 3 days before the statement date, so that way they got your payment. Because sometimes it takes some days payments to process. So give yourself 2 or 3 days and make that payment. All right, Bobby, let's get it.
All right, all right. So we are bringing you the juice. I know what we said. This is some of the things that you can check out. So if you are brand new or if you already know, please get out your phones, take a snapshot of the picture. These are all the things that we have going on during the week where you can bring your questions or hear what other people are doing so you can get a better idea on what's going on in the community, who we are, and everything like that. I highly suggest it, especially if you're not, or get with the person who invited you, ask some questions, get on a Zoom, and we'll get you to the next thing. So every night, every Sunday, you want to be right here, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern on the Juice Show podcast, where we are bringing you the juice, ladies and gentlemen. All right, coming up right after this, you know what it is. This is the introduction to who we are, what we do, and how you can get involved. This is the introduction to real estate investing. This is the education. This is the property. This is the income. And this is the community, all right, which makes it epic. This is epic right here, the EPIC right here. So if you want to know where we got this knowledge from, come join us, you know. There's nothing wrong with knowledge and getting information and helping out the ones coming either ahead of you or behind you. So this is what it is. All right, so make the call, secure the deal with the very own, the great James Gavin himself. Will he be doing some cold calling? Cold calling is picking up the phone, cold, not knowing, getting sellers on the phone or speaking to different people who are owning properties and just having that conversation. If you want to know what that is, give it to homeboy, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern, every Sunday, making a call, ready, set, dial with the great James Gavin. All right, coming up, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, the Real Estate Mastermind. If you need anything analyzed, or if you want to hear other people get their deals analyzed with a group of investors who are honing in on your property. How do you find it? How are you funding it? What is your exit strategies? Make sure everything is going on. The I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and you bring your leads and you have a conversation about the deal or a potential deal that you're looking to get done. So make sure you want to check us out. All right. Cool. The Juice Show podcast page on Facebook. Like, follow, and leave a review. Leave a suggestion. If you came in here late, you can go back and follow us or check out the past podcasts right here on the Juice Show. Make sure you like, follow, leave a review. I'm still waiting on some likes. I'm still waiting on some follows. And we're still waiting on some reviews so we can add that to the morning show song and change it up, man. We want to see them numbers get up. So the numbers get up, you know, we'll be able to move more and help more people out, which is the community's all about. All right, we got deals of the community. See your name in bright lights, people who's taking action in the classes. This is what it is, y'all. So come check us out if you want to see your name up in here. This is like a small percentage of the people that we have. These are the people that we're just dealing with. Community is across 50 states, the nation. So I'm sure there's a lot more deals going on that we don't know about, but this is what we have right here just to celebrate the people who's actually taking action in the community. You know what I'm saying? So get with the person who invited you and let's get it. Any
Oh man, it just never gets old. I love that deal of the community. I love it, man. Do you see all the names that's on there? Are you ready to put your name on there? Facebook, are you ready to put your name on the deals of the community? Zoom, are you ready to put your name on the deals of the community? These you can't make this up, right? These are this year, and we're in what August now. This is the month of August, right? We 8 months in. People are doing deals, meaning they're cutting a check, right? They're getting money, like. And that's why these financial literacy classes is important, because when you make money, what do you do next? And that's what people stop at. They like, oh, I made the money I always want to make. I'm building the wealth. You know, my bank accounts is looking larger, but what do you do once you get that money? Do you let it sit in the bank and let the banks use it? Or are you utilizing it to make more money? I like what Kim said in the chat. Kim said in the chat, if I can bring it up real fast, she said, I came into this community with an 809 credit score, and I used to look at my credit like a trophy until I joined this community. Now I use credit as a tool for my business. That's somebody who came into the community, right? And now she got the knowledge on how credit truly works, right? And how to utilize that credit. And now I believe Kim even do money lending, if I'm not mistaken. But you're able to open up opportunities for yourself that you didn't know that was available to you until you had got the right education. So it's so
Hey,
important.
Kim, let me hold something. Let me get some of that money. Help me out. Help some brothers out. You know, this
You're
is the
gonna say with
community.
interest.
You know, yeah, with
Investors
interest.
gonna say with interest.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? They say never loan money to family members. I I have, and they pay me back with interest, and I absolutely love it. And but I wouldn't, know it until we became financial uh literate, right? So this is important. All right. Start doing these things. If you don't do it for you, do it for your family, do it for people who counting on you, relying on you to come through for them. Uh Living paycheck to paycheck. I know many of us have done that before. It's not a good feeling, right? It's not where you want to be, right? You're just doing it because you feel like you have to do it. And what if you can do more? What if there's a possibility you can have more and create the life you want to have? And all it took was just understanding how to do it. Now, if you were able to educate yourself on how to do it, then the next step, which is another step, it's a hard step, is going out there and applying it. And once you apply it, then you can realize the result from taking action.
My question is, I don't know why LaShawn keep putting her hand up, but
Because you all will not let me get in there. No, I'm just kidding.
Shout
Go
out to
ahead, Jerry.
LaShawn. She been getting in there today.
I'm working on it. Go ahead, Jerry.
I just want to say that, or I wanted to ask the question, the audience, people on Facebook, if you knew that you can walk into the bank and go get $1 million, would you do it? Right? Some of you guys don't really realize you right now today, you probably can walk into the bank and get you $50,000, $100,000 right now today. But you don't, because you don't know that you have that, you have that possibility, right? And so what does understanding your credit class do for you? It puts you in the know. It gives you the knowledge to be able to assess your situation and then you to take action on that, right? And once you understand how taxes work, it allows you to take action on that. If you knew that you could go get you $20,000, $30,000 from assessing your last 3 years in taxes, would you do it? Right? So that's what this does. It just opens your mind up to, wow, okay, it's telling me I can do this, this, and this, and I can go and get this check, right? Then it's just up to you taking action. So
Kim just said another important thing we hear so many times, and that's you do not know what you do not know. And when you come into this community, you'll figure out like, oh my God, why didn't nobody tell me this? Why nobody educated me this? Why the high school, college, and all these other programs didn't tell me that this stuff exists? And y'all are so privileged to have it. But you can be too. You can be too. Come join us. We can show you at the top of the hour. And guess what? If y'all like Jerry, right? Guess what? You'll be hanging out with Jerry for another, a little short amount of time as he walk you through the education that we all have. That okay, some of us have because everybody part of a community that's on today. But we want you to come join us. Like we a real group. We meet 5 days out the week, Monday through Friday. We have trainings for you available. Like we do property tours on Saturday. Like Bobby went through the calendar. He showed you if you took a picture of it. But we just had a property tour yesterday where a guy him and his wife just purchased their first motel with 20 doors plus one was like apartment style. And so 21, and he was showing how much money he made net every single month. It was like 140,000 net. And he learned it how to do it utilizing this education. So we have countless amount of those stories. And that's why we bring people on here for you to see them. Like a lot of people that you see that we interview are highly, highly successful, right? And some have just got started. They're learning these things and then they're going out there and putting the next foot forward and then applying it. And so remember, you can too. I definitely encourage you guys to change your life. And it all starts with you. It starts with one person, and that could be you for your family. So
This week's
So
property tour is featuring this young lady, and so
oh my,
go ahead. You was about to say.
that's
I was
right.
gonna say. Okay, so I just wanted to say that this is August. It's at the beginning of the month. So let's just look at counting August to the end of the year. There are 5 months left of this year. Some people might do New Year's resolutions, some people might not. Some people might set goals, people might have plans. But just think there's 5 months left of this year. The things that you said at the beginning of this year that you wanted to do, that you wanted to have, the kind of person you want to be in this world, it's not over, it's still time. So why not start now, whatever that might be? Start anywhere as long as you're starting to do something towards what you actually want. Speaking personally, for someone that said I want to and then I don't, next year will be the same if you don't do anything now this year to move forward. So back to you guys.
Well, I got to get out of here. I got an intro to do. I'm here to save some lives. So if you want your people on, get them on with me in the next hour. I'm doing an introduction. I appreciate everybody for showing up today, right? This is our I guess we called it Juice Show 101, right? Juice Show 101. But welcome. I mean, look, welcome. Thank you for showing up, showing us support, right? And rocking out with us as you guys always do. Shout out to all my people on Facebook. I see y'all. I see y'all hanging out with us. Cool. But we'll be right back here next week with another hot topic, possibly another student, maybe an instructor. We don't know, right? But make sure you're here and thanks for showing up. We appreciate you.
One thing I wanted to add, which Jerry was about to start to say, and he did not finish. Yeah, I did set a goal for myself this year that I did want to do a real estate deal. And I'm part of a short-term rental, and there will be a property tour this coming Wednesday. So if you want to know what not to do or what to do, there definitely is a short-term rental coming up this coming Wednesday. So it will be at 6 p.m.
Oh, it's on the screen right there.
It's on the screen. um,
Property tour, yo.
yeah, the time we just need to slightly tweak that time a little bit. So, and shout out to the person that created the flyer. Thank you ever so much. I'm not 100% sure who, but I got a 99%, but I don't want to be wrong, so I won't say it. I
Big
just want to
Ron.
say thank you. My heart goes out to you. Okay, if Ron, I figured it was Ron, but I wasn't 100% sure. So thank you, Ron, for doing that. The time is just slightly different. It's going to be 7 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Eastern. For us W-2s that work, we got to get time to get prepared for the tour. But definitely want to let you know that it's this coming Wednesday. It is 7 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'm excited and a little bit nervous, freaking out, but I'm holding my own feet to the fire because if I don't, we'll have other people be making us accountable, and which is a good thing. So back to you guys.
Yeah, everybody give a clap for LaShawn. Yeah, y'all know LaShawn kicks us every Juice Show morning off, right? She always greeting you guys, setting the tone, setting the pace, edifying people, right? And then bringing us out so that we can deliver on your expectations. And LaShawn, we can really say all of us know this who've been here and you've been following the Juice Show for a while, then you know LaShawn always wanted to get her real estate deal done. And it's been a long time coming. And she just took action on an opportunity when it presented herself. But she had to be prepared for the opportunity. So she spent time educating herself and she was ready to get involved. And so shout out to her. And if you want to be on that property tour, get with the person who invited you. That's how you get access to it because it's like she said, it's this Wednesday. I wish that everybody on here and Facebook too, y'all come show our girl LaShawn love because she definitely deserves it. So thank you, LaShawn. And I would like to say before we end is thank you for being a part of this. We put a lot of energy, effort, and into this to try to see what do the people need, how can we serve, right? I even came up with an acronym for BEST, right? Which is we wanted to we wanted to believe, empower, serve, and transform, right? And so that's what the Juice Show is about bringing you relevant information that you can use, but also come join us, get in this community, get involved, join our trainings during the week, and see what it can do for you. So appreciate having you.
Nope.
Don't forget to register.
Take us home, Bobby.
You have been due. Until next week, next weekend, you guys enjoy the weekend. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.